Hello and welcome to my Pokémon world. I'm on my mission to build them all, and today I'm gonna build one of the cutest Pokémon there is. Eevee, but I feel like doing just one is not enough. It's going to be so lonely. So I decided I'm gonna build the whole Eevee family, just generation 1 for today. But if you want me to build the whole Eeveelution, drop a comment down below.
Evolution is what Pokémon are all about!
In this world, I decide what Pokémon to build next based on your comments. I chose to build Eevee based on this comment. Thank you so much for suggestion. And in the next episode, I will do Victini. Can't wait to do that. By the way, all of these builds will be available for download for free. Watch until the end to find out how. Building an Eevee shouldn't be too hard, but before I do that, I need to choose an appropriate location. I think Eevee deserves a prime spot in this place, so I want to put them standing on that hill, overlooking the whole valley. But that place is a little bit woody, so let's do some small terraforming, and I'll be right back. I made these little platforms. They have plenty of space for all of the Pokémon that I will build today. Additionally, it's nice to have this stony background, so the Pokémon build will not be lost in all of that greenery. Let's begin with Eevee. The color palette is quite simple: orange terracotta and white terracotta, with a splash of brown and black.
Eevee, the evolution Pokémon. Eevee is rarely seen and can adapt to severe habitats by evolving, changing its capabilities and form.
And Eevee is ready. Doesn't it look so cute? I quite like this build. It's actually a little bit bigger than some of the other Pokémon that are supposed to be the same size. I could have built it a little bit smaller. Because it's sitting on the hill, proportionally it will look the same. So it's better that I build it a little bit bigger. Also, building it at this scale allows for more details and extra fluffiness.
Eevee's so cute!
What do you think? I think it's missing a very small detail. Can you guess what? A flower crown. Eevee without the flower crown is not quite the same. It just looks much cuter if it has one. Eevee is ready, and now it needs a friend. So now it's time to start with evolutions. Vaporeon, Jolteon and Flareon. Which Eevee evolution is your favorite and why?
Which Pokémon do you want Eevee to become?
I don't want to pick my favorite, so I will build them in the order how they are in Pokédex. So my next build will be Vaporeon.
A Vaporeon! It can melt into water and make itself disappear!
When deciding on the color palette, I was between few choices. Light blue concrete was a little bit too dark. Light blue concrete powder is the exact color that I need, but I don't like building with powder, because it's affected by the gravity. It's too cumbersome to use, so eventually I chose light blue wool, and also cyan concrete, as well as mix of some white blocks and white terracotta. Let's see how it turned out.
Vaporeon!
With Vaporeon, I wanted to experiment a little, so instead of building it sitting down, I made it jump. Having dynamic pose is much more interesting and adds some life to the scene. And not only it's jumping, it's actually jumping over the lake, and there is waterfall coming out of this lake. It just feels so appropriate to have it for the water Pokémon. What do you think? Now it's time for the second evolution, Jolteon.
Jolteon! When a Jolteon gets mad, the hairs on its body turn to needles. Then it fires at its opponent.
This sparky electric Pokémon is made out of yellow concrete and variety of white blocks such as snow, concrete, calcite, as well as a bit of concrete powder, white concrete powder. Now that Jolteon came to life, I can't actually choose which of the evolutions looks better. Both Vaporeon and Jolteon look quite lovely, and they both have just enough details to look exactly like their game counterparts or anime. With my mission to build all the Pokémon, I'm actually improving my skill in building Pokémon. Not surprising at all. So far, most of my Pokémon builds were more or less approachable, although some were more challenging than the other. If you like my Pokémon builds and want me to build your favorite Pokémon, don't forget to drop the comment down below. Like this video, watch previous ones and subscribe so you don't miss my next builds. But I'm not quite done today yet. There is one more evolution of Eevee left in the Generation 1, Flareon. Last but not the least, I will build it out of orange and yellow wool, mostly.
Flareon's the strongest evolutionary choice of all!
This Flareon looks so cute and so fluffy, but it's missing one key feature, its tail made out of flame. Let's ignite it. I tried to make his tail as voluminous and fluffy as I could, and I tried to texture it to make it look more like a flame. And to make it more convincing, let's just add a little bit of real fire. By the way, bear in mind that I'm building in creative mode and the fire tick is off, so this fire will not spread. There is a lot of wool in this Flareon, so if you want to recreate this build in your world and it doesn't have fire tick off, maybe don't use real fire, just a small advice. So now that I built Eevee and its 3 evolutions, I really want to know your opinion. Which one is your favorite? Personally, it's so hard to choose, since I put a lot of effort in each one of them. I love this flower crown Eevee, this sparky Jolteon, fluffy Flareon, and jumping Vaporeon. Help me decide which turned out the best. And if you want to recreate any of them in your world, or any of the Pokémon that I built so far, I have uploaded Litematica files on my new Buy Me a Coffee account. The builds are completely for free, so you don't have to pay anything. But you can choose to tip me only if you can afford it and feel like it's worth it. No pressure there. And if you actually use any of these builds in your world, just let me know. I'm really curious to know. I made downloads available for this Pokémon, as well as all the previous ones. Aren't they so gorgeous? This world is coming to life more and more. This play is getting kind of crowded. Soon I'll have to move somewhere else to build even more Pokémon. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!